PixelLab's character creator just got a pretty important update. Before this, if you wanted to animate a character, most workflows started from the default idle pose, and that worked sometimes. But the problem is, not every animation should start from idle. If you want a character to move in a very specific way, it helps a lot if the first frame is already closer to the action you're trying to animate. So now, inside the character creator, we can create states. Basically, we can take the same character and generate new poses or variations first before turning them into animations. That means instead of forcing the model to figure everything out from a neutral standing pose, we can give it a much better starting point, and that opens up a lot of workflows. Better animation starts, more consistent character variations, cleaner transitions between poses, and way less manual setup. So in this video, I'm going to show the full workflow from a regular character to animals to larger characters, and how these states can make the animation process much easier. So let's start from the PixelLab website. First, I'm going to head over to the characters page. And before we get into the new states feature, I'm going to generate a fresh character so you can also see the newer V3 generation mode in action. For this one, I'm prompting an adventurer wearing a black hood, inner white clothing, and a red Japanese mask. Then I'm setting the camera view to high top-down because I want this to work for a top-down game character. And for the size, I'm going custom, 32 by 44. This still gets placed into a square canvas, but giving the character a narrower width and taller height helps the model focus on the actual character shape instead of wasting space around it. Now I'll generate it. Alright, there we go. We've got our masked adventurer. Before this update, the normal workflow would be something like this. You'd take this idle pose, go straight to animate, and prompt something like walking animation. And it could work, but because the first frame is just standing still, the model has to invent the walking pose from scratch. So sometimes the result is usable, but it's not always clean. You might get weird light motion, inconsistent posing, or an animation that technically walks, but doesn't really start from a strong walk frame. That's exactly what this new states update helps with. Now we can create the pose first, and then animate from that pose. So I'm going to click Create State, and the idea is simple. Describe what you want the same character to be doing. Let's start with one of the built-in examples here, fighting pose. And then I'm going to create another one, mid-walk. So instead of asking the animation tool to figure out the entire walk cycle from a neutral idle pose, we're first asking PixelLab to give us the character already inside the action. And there it is. That is a mid-walk state of the same character. Same design, same general proportions, same red mask, but now the character is actually posed in a way that makes sense as a starting point for a walk cycle. That's the important part. Now I'm going to use this state to make an animation. I'll click Add Your First Animation, choose Custom Animation V3, and for the prompt, I'll keep it simple, walk loop. I'm going to enhance the prompt just to be safe. Then I'll define the frame count, and I'm leaving the first frame on because the state we just created is the starting frame. That's the whole point here. We're not asking the model to invent the first pose anymore. We already have it. Now let's generate. While that's running, let's check the fighting pose. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to add an animation from this state too. Again, I'll use Custom Animation V3, and this time I'll prompt something like Fighting Stance Idle, Ready to Fight. I'll enhance the prompt, and I'm going to reduce it to 6 frames. One thing to remember, since we're keeping the first frame, 6 generated frames means the final animation will have 7 frames total. Now let's generate that one too. Alright, let's check if the walk finished. Here's the east walk animation, and honestly, it's already pretty decent. The only weird thing is that the mouth is opening a little, like he's trying to explain the lower while walking. But that's an easy fix. I'll click Edit in Pixelorama, open it up, and I'm just going to copy and paste the face across the frames. This is the kind of small cleanup that usually takes way less time than trying to regenerate the whole animation again. The body motion is good, the legs are moving, the direction reads correctly, so instead of throwing it away, I'm just fixing the part that's distracting. And there we go. That's a much cleaner walk. Now here we have the southeast and northeast versions. These are also usable, so I'd probably do the same cleanup pass there. The south one is a little too quick compared to the others, so for that one, I'd probably regenerate it. That's also part of the workflow. You don't need every generation to be final. Sometimes one direction is great, one needs a tiny cleanup, and one is better to re-roll. The useful thing is that if your character doesn't have different details on each side, like a sword only on one hip or a shoulder pad only on one side, you can mirror some of these animations. So for a basic character, you can generate southeast, east, and northeast, then mirror those for the west-facing directions. After that, you only need south and north. That makes a full 8-direction walk cycle way faster to build. And here's the fighting idol. This one is pretty funny. He's really ready to fight. But again, the important thing is that we didn't start from a neutral standing pose. We started from a fighting pose, so the animation has a much better foundation. Alright, that's enough for a normal humanoid character. Now let's test animals, because yes, states work with animals too. Here I have this cow character. These older walk frames were made with skeletons, and they still work, don't get me wrong, but states give us another way to approach this, especially when we want poses that aren't just walking. So I'm going to create a new state. First, let's try something more specific, eating from the floor. Next, of course, let's do mid-walk, and then one more, laying down. Now let's check them out. Here's the cow eating from the floor, and yeah, it's eating grass, which is pretty nice. This is definitely usable. I'd probably clean up the north-facing one, and I'd get rid of the extra grass if I wanted this to work as a clean game sprite. But as a state, this is already doing the job. Here's the mid-walk state. This is exactly the kind of thing I'd want before generating a walking animation. The legs already have motion, so the animation tool has a much better first frame to work from. And here's the laying down one. This might be my favorite. Look at that. It's still clearly the same cow, but now we have a completely different pose. And that opens up some really useful workflows. Now, let's get a little more creative. With this laying down frame, I'm going to click Add Your First Animation. I'll choose Custom Animation V3, and then I'm going to open the advanced options. Here we can use Interpolation. Interpolation basically means we give the tool a start frame and an end frame, and it generates the movement in between. So in this case, the laying down state is the start frame, and the normal standing idle frame is the end frame. Then I'll prompt stand up. I'll enhance the prompt, generate it, and now we have a standing up animation. Look at that. That's exactly why states are so useful. We're not just making loops, we can make transitions between poses. The character can lay down, stand up, sit, attack, recover, react, transform, whatever makes sense for your game. I'm going to try the same thing with the southeast direction, just for fun. While that's generating, let's go back to the eating state and clean it up a little. I'll get rid of the grass and do a small cleanup pass. I'll probably leave the north-facing one for another time because the main point here is showing the states feature, not doing a full polish pass on every direction. But look at this, that's beautiful. And now back to the standing up animation. Here's the southeast one. That's basically perfect. So yes, you can do this across all directions if you want a complete directional set. Now let's move on to walking. I'll go to the mid-walk state and let's try the east direction first. I'll add an animation, prompt, walk, loop. Then enhance the prompt. I'll leave it at 8 frames just to give the animation enough room to move. While that's generating, I'm going to fix up the rotations of the state and edit them in PixelLab, just so each direction has a cleaner starting frame. The east one was already clean, so I didn't bother with that one. And look at that walking animation. That's really nice. And again, if the design is symmetrical enough, you can mirror the directions and build a full 8-direction walking set in under 5 minutes. That's a very different workflow compared to trying to brute force every animation from idle. Another cool use for states is character variants. So here I have this goblin or ogre character. I'll create a new state and prompt same goblin, red outfit. Then I'll try another one. Same goblin wearing a Christmas outfit. And there we go. Look at that Christmas outfit. It's the same character, but now he has a completely different costume, and here's the red clothing version too. So now we have 3 variants of the same character, created directly from the states feature. That means states aren't only useful for animation. You can also use them for alternate outfits, damaged versions, powered up versions, seasonal versions, NPC variants, enemies with different armor, anything where you want to keep the same base character but change the pose or design. For one last test, let's try something bigger. Here's this very cursed monster boss. It's on a 176 by 176 canvas, so it's a good stress test for the future. I'm going to create a new state and prompt mid-grab, grabbing what's in front of it, and then one more, on fire. Let's see what we get. So here's the original idle one. Here's the version with 2 arms reaching forward like it's about to chase the player or grab something in front of it. And here's the one on fire. That's pretty cool. For a boss, this is especially useful because bosses usually need more than just walk cycles. So that's the new states workflow and PixelLab's character creator. Instead of forcing every animation to start from the default idle pose, you can now generate the pose first, then animate from that pose. So try making a character, create a few states before animating, and see how much cleaner the animation workflow feels. And if you make something weird with it, especially cursed boss states, please share it in the Discord. That's it for this one. Like the video if it helped, subscribe for more PixelLab tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.